Alright, well, we just now got here, so we are going to go ahead and start getting everything set up. The old owner of this property before we got it is actually he's out here selling horses, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Super friendly guy though. Kind of show y'all what I do here. Because I walk in as light as possible, obviously, and clothed up once I get in there. Helps keep you from sweating. So yeah, that ought to do just fine. Alright, so you can see the stand. So what I do, it just helps silence everything up. So I go ahead, lay my clothes out on this, like this. Again, this is the Lone Wolf hand climber. It's not my Assault. I'm using the hand climber. It's got a little bit bigger platform. It's easier for videoing off of. I'll kind of stack everything like that, and then I'll take my seat part here, put it down. So as you can tell, I've got the tree grips on both sides up. Went through my bag while I was at home. Make sure I throw the camo dust in there because we will redust stuff at the tree. Go ahead and do it like that. And then this is the strap that I made for mine. It's got this little hook on it instead of the little plastic hook that comes on it, because I'm putting a lot more weight than I feel like they probably planned on somebody toting. I kind of just hooked that up there so I can stretch this one, stretch it over through that top piece down into the bottom. Same thing with this side. I like to come through, go through the top of the bag there, back across. And then I hook it on the bottom. So now that's what we've got as far as the pack goes. So we all talk about hunting fronts. I like to hunt either side of a front. So what I mean by hunting either side of a front is the last 2 days we had a pretty good cold front come in. The temperature I don't think got above like 55 the last 2 days, and so for most people they really like going out that time because it's colder and everybody thinks, you know, we all grew up hunting like, oh, it's gonna be cold and warm, make sure you go. But the thing is, guys, it's like that 10 degree temperature swing either way, whether it warms up or it cools down. I usually do really well on those. So today's a little bit different. It's been in the low 50s or mid 50s the last 2 days, and then here at 3 o'clock it's supposed to be 66 degrees. So it's going to be a little warm, but it's going to go from 66 at 3 o'clock to 52 at 5:30. So it's going to drop pretty good there that last, you know, hour and a half, and so hopefully it gets these deer up on their feet. So the good thing about this spot is that we don't have but probably 125 yard walk. It's short. It's right behind the house here. There's an old trailer house here, but the bad thing about it is once we get to the back side of this property, it's only about 78 yards wide, and I know all neighbors hunt. One actually has a box stand right on the property line, but either way, they're you know, driving four-wheelers in there making a lot of racket, and my setup is probably 100 yards from them, something like that. So anyways, we're fixing to throw some orange on and go get in the tree. Good hunting, guys.
Alright, so we just got in here, and this place is tore up with bugs out right now. I'm a little upset I didn't bring my horn, so anyways, we're fixing to get everything ready, get it on this tree, get dusted up, and see if we can get up here. The bad thing is, all there is to climb here is a pine tree, but we're gonna see if we can make it happen. Alright guys, it's now 1:39, and I've got face paint everywhere. Anyways, it's 1:39 in the afternoon. We got in here and there bucks everywhere. I was just in here 2 days ago checking the camera, and one of our target bucks, we call the Big 10, had been in here that day an hour before I got here. He was in here about 2 o'clock, 2:30. So anyways, getting in here today, there's bucks on all over the top of this ridge. Like that was not here 2 days ago. So anyways, what we came in here to do was shoot a doe. What we might end up doing is holding out for a shooter. So again, y'all know how bad I am about picking a tree. You can see my bow swinging in the background. This is a pine tree, super small. But this in here is so thick, you can't get a shot. So we're probably 28 foot up. We're way up in this tree. But it's because it's on top of a knoll. I'm trying to get my wind to carry over where these deer are coming through. So we've got, I traditionally set up and give the buck the wind, but here the wind just is what it is. So that buck is bedding to the south of me, and we've got a wind coming out in the southwest. So it's just perfect. So I'm gonna leave. By the way, this camera looks that this deer has been coming down the side of this ridge here. We've got a ridge line that runs here, and there's a creek bottom down in there. And so anyways, I believe by his scrapes that are in here, he's running this ridge line that goes up through there. I'm basically out here, like I said, I don't have a very wide spot to set up, so I'm set up almost on the peak of this knoll, which is not my favorite, but it is what it is. We gotta work with what we got. So anyhow, there's definitely been some bucks in here. I just don't know if it was daylight or night, and I didn't bring my card reader, so this could turn out to be a very interesting hunt. We're gonna find out. This is only the second time I've hunted this little 5.5 acre parcel that we picked up. It's small, but it's in a really, really good location. They right across the road from here, there's 400 acres that you're not allowed to hunt, you're not allowed to walk on, you're not allowed to ride four-wheelers on, nothing. You're not supposed to be on it at all. Now I know it gets poached some, but because I've seen the sign going in there where people have been riding their four-wheelers, but who knows? We're nestled in. We're gonna hang out till dark, see what happens. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Big 8. I haven't seen that deer on camera. Oh my God. Alright, so I come over here on this 5 acres. It's by vehicle, it's a mile from my house. I'm shook up. By car, or by crow fly, it's about 1,000 yards.
Anyways, this is a small piece of property and it's 5.5 acres. And I get a lot of the same bucks on camera here that I do at my house. So anyways, I come down and I set up in my climber this afternoon. There's all kinds of buck sign in here. And I actually was just sharing my Missouri buck video on my page. Oh my God, and I looked down and I heard something. And as you can tell, it's getting low light. Anyways, a deer had got past me. And I looked down in the hole right in front of me at 20 yards, not even that, 10 yards. And there's the big 8. I can't. Oh my God. I gotta call the wife.
Did my husband get a hammer?
I just shot the big 8.
You got the big 8?
I did.
Aw, he's got a nice white rack, too.
He's a really nice deer.
That's awesome. I can't wait to tell my dad.
All right, I love you.
Do you need any help?
I'm gonna have to come back later. I hit him in the top of his back. He run off. I'll come back in a little while.
Okay, I can't wait to see you. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye, baby.
All right, guys. Well, we're back at the house now. I shot that deer about an hour and a half ago. And so anyways, I come back. Oh, Sarge here. He likes blood. So anyways, this deer this afternoon, hey, look, the reason I started this page is to show the real side of bow hunting. I took a shot that 99% of the time I probably shouldn't have. I shot the deer straight down, basically. And so you've seen the footage, is what it is. He come in, it was late. I was gonna wait on him to come right underneath me. The doe that was in front of him caught me moving, and she took out, and he got real antsy. And so anyhow, I did it. It is what it is. So now I went down to, I got down out of the tree. I could actually see my luminoc from the time I got out of the tree, and it was out about 40 yards from where I shot him. So I went over there. Here you go. This is what the arrow looked like when I found it. Anyways, I went over there, looked. Real good. Looks like long blood on the arrow there. There's, I don't know, it's bright red and got bubbles all in it. So there was good blood there. I continued down what looked like the trail he was going for about 15 yards. About every 5 yards, I was finding some blood. And so in my head, what I would hope that means is that he's bleeding enough through the top that it's running down him and hitting the ground. So I probably went about 60 or 70 yards into the track. And then I made a decision to back out, come home and look at the footage. So I come home and looked at the footage. And man, it's hard to say. So you can see the luminoc come through, but it most certainly looks like it's back a little by the angle of the shot. I was trying to stay off of his shoulders, and the shot does look a little back. So I don't like taking those straight down shots. I've only ever shot one other deer that way because I will 99% of the time let them walk past me before I let that arrow go. So I did it. There is no taking it back now. My sister and her boyfriend's pulling up now, and we're fixing to load this dog up and see if we can go find him. Well, we're back at the place of the video from a while ago, and I made bad decision number 2. Anyways, so went back to Last Blood, took my dog, Sarge, who usually does pretty well. He's 3 for 4. Anyways, took him down there with me, put him on Last Blood. He took out, heading basically east, and I didn't think the deer went that way, so I pulled him off, put him back down towards the draw where the deer was working, and anyways, then he got tired. He won't do anything, and now I know why. It's because the deer actually went east. We went back and found some more blood the direction that he was trying to go. So here in Arkansas, we have an Arkansas Blood Trailers Network, and put the dog put it on there. Can't find anybody. Got to work tomorrow, so we're fixing to go grid search with about 5 guys. So here we go. All right, guys. So it is day 2. Myself and the wife. Hi, Stevie. On your own +1. Anyways, so you can see the slough there. We're about 300 yards from where we stopped last night due to we hit some ground that I didn't have permission to be on. So anyways, we spent all morning today. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 2:30. We spent all morning trying to get permission to access that property, and we finally did. So I didn't go back to try to pick up the blood trail because I've got a dude coming this afternoon that's supposed to have a really, really good blood dog. So what I'm doing is basically come in from the other direction and just come to look over the top of the water to see if I could see him floating, because going back and reviewing the footage last night, I definitely think the shot was back a little bit further than I thought. There's definitely lung blood on it, but most certainly got liver. So anyways, we are going back and forth through this stuff, and we're just going to check this water edge, and then we're going to back out and wait on the dog to get here. So here we go. I'm gonna kind of shit. All right, guys, so it's day 2. We got the tracker, he got his waders, I got my waders, and he's got the buzzard, the drone. So if you can see behind me, there's a big slough. And anyways, the pup over there yesterday, she was hot on him, and she run over in this slough. So we're, as you can tell, it's starting to drizzle rain just a little bit, but we're gonna ease out here and go over the edge, and he's gonna fly the drone, and hopefully we find it and can put some waders on and put this thing in the back end of the truck, huh?
Yep. Ain't nothing worse than looking for an app you know it's on there, can't find it.
That's a fact.
I normally put my hunting together.
All right, well, I'm out here in waders. So we brought a drone, and the drone's acting up, so the camera's not working. So this swamp's probably, I don't know, 300 acres. And it's got a bunch of little high spots on it, so we were hoping we could use the drone and try to find the deer, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be an option. So we are now trudging through this stuff to see if we can find it. Like I said, I mean, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent, I know I'm the one that made the bad shot, and so I'm gonna make every attempt I can to locate this deer because it's the right thing to do. So anyways, we keep trucking. Y'all just stick with us, maybe we'll find it. Like looking for a needle in a haystack. Well, we have done walked probably 5-6 miles, if not more. We brought chest waders, waded out in the swamp, got to every island we could get to. We flew the drone, videoed a cool deer that was still alive, just a buck out there walking around in the swamp. So y'all just seen that, or you're fixing to see that. And yeah, I don't know what else we can do. I'm gonna come back out the next 2 afternoons after I get off work and see if we can find buzzards. But it is what it is. You can't win them all. Took a subpartial shot, and here we are. So you want to know what we're doing, Bo?
Yeah.
Okay. You see them trees over there?
Yeah.
Our house is on the other side of them trees. And so Daddy found this road because Daddy shot a big buck on 2 days ago. And if you don't find them, then a lot of times birds will find them. And so from here, this is a high spot, and we can see that whole slough over there. And if those birds find that deer, then we can find the birds and we can find the deer. So for the next 2 afternoons,
then we can find the boats and follow them.
That's exactly right. Yep. We can follow them to the deer. So for the next 2 days, when I pick you up from daycare, when I pick you up from daycare, for the last 30 or 45 minutes of daylight, we're going to come down here and park, and we're going to watch for the birds. Sound like a plan?
No.
Yeah. Say good hunting, guys.
Good hunting.
All right, guys, so it's day 4. I've got the kayak and the waders loaded up. Went down this morning to the far west side of that swamp, and did see some buzzards flying around. They wasn't localizing anywhere, so I don't know. Give this deer one more try. Like I said, I'm gonna go out in the kayak and just float around, see how many islands I can get to check. So here we go. All right, well, we are back down here by the swamp. Going to swamp into the chest waders here, and basically what we're gonna do is I've got about a 200-yard drag for the kayak to get to the edge of the swamp, and then I probably got to drag it a couple 100 yards through some buck brush to actually get into the swamp so that we can even float the kayak. And then we're just gonna bounce around, see if we can check these islands to potentially, at this point it's been, let's see, shot the deer Sunday afternoon and it's Thursday, so the bad thing is in this part of Arkansas there's dead stuff everywhere, so it's rifle season, everybody's out here hunting. But this place over here that we're going in, you're not allowed to hunt, so the deer crossed over into a sanctuary that you're not allowed to hunt. So anyways, basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide out there and kayak and maybe get lucky and jump some buzzards up where he's at, or something. I don't I don't know at this point. At this point, man, we're just kind of shooting in the dark, hoping we get lucky, because these deer, you know, this is a sanctuary out here, and the deer know that. So in a perfect world, this deer knows it's a sanctuary, and he got up on one of those islands and he bedded up and you know, passed away there. So I've got a Ascend T10 is the kayak I use. I use it for fishing, duck hunting, deer hunting, and hopefully I can add deer recovery to that list. So anyhow, yeah, fixing to get the dragon. I was wondering, this is the kind of stuff we're dealing in. So these deer, unlike us, they know where the high spots are. So, and that ain't one of them. All right, guys, so we made it to our first little high spot. Kayak's back here behind me. We're gonna try to kind of walk it out, see if we can find anything. So there we go. So kind of the game plan with this is to find these little high spots and just walk them. Hope we don't run into a cottonmouth or such, but yeah, just walk these little high spots and see if we can stumble across the deer. I know that high spot goes that way, but there's another one right up here in front of us. We're gonna try to get to it real quick. There's a bunch of wood ducks. To be honest with you guys, the more I walk out here, I hate to say this, but really, the less hopeful I get. This stuff is like I don't know, I'm from, we always called it like a floating marsh. So basically it'll look like this. Like it ain't but ankle deep. Once you get in it, you kind of sink down. So a bad thing about this stuff is that, man, he could have went down anywhere, and literally 300 acres of this stuff. Gives a whole new meaning to searching for a needle in a haystack. You can see that nasty stuff. I trekked about 1,000 yards through there dragging a kayak. I finally got to a little open piece of water, and honestly I got in here to take a break and to look and see if maybe it was under the water here. This water's pretty clear. Yeah, we still got buzzards in the area. They're just not, they're not localizing on anything. I don't know. I believe in giving them everything I got to try to find them, especially whenever I know it was my fault. This was getting all of me, ain't no doubt. So we finally got to this open water that does seem like most of the buzzards are over the west side, but you're fixing to see one. He's low line and staying over where the dog went in the slough at. It's the opposite end of where I'm checking. Maybe we'll kind of float around here and see what he does. It's right here over the top of us. I don't know if you can see him there. But they're all heading to that west side, even him. So, all right guys, so I put in about 3 miles in that buckbrush over there today. I finally just got the kayak out, and crow fly, I'm about a mile from where I originally put in, and I ain't going back through that. So I found out there's a road right up here. It's the one that Bo and I come down and was looking at buzzards from the other day. Anyways, I think all together, man, it's like 10 or 12 miles, something like that, all added up, that I have spent searching, looking for this deer. Yeah, my brother's going to pick my little sister up from work, and he's got to drop her off at her second job. So it's going to be like an hour before he can get over here to this road. So waders or not, what I'm fixing to do is drag the kayak up. So a high spot over here. I'm going to go check those 2 islands there. If you can kind of see, everywhere there's a big tree, there's a dry spot. I'm going to go try to check those, and then just this side of that tree line is about 5 acres. That's probably a 6-year-old clear cut that wasn't planted. It's just nasty, nasty stuff. I got permission to be on all of it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check these 2 islands, and then walk the edge of that clear cut. The reason I'm walking the edge of that clear cut is all of the buzzards that have swung through this swamp and get me all excited, and I start trying to chase them through the swamp, all end up localizing on this end. So we've actually got 2 more buzzards coming across the swamp out there now, and I'll probably just hang out and watch them and see what they do. There's a lot of buzzards in the area. I say a lot. I keep seeing, 2 here, 3 there, 4 there, 5 there. And I know it's not the right answer. This isn't the way that you want to try to find a deer. But whether I get the meat or not, I'm the one that made the mistake. I know I keep repeating that, but it is what it is. And I'm a firm believer in everybody should exhaust every bit of effort they have to try to find a deer. When you squeeze that trigger, you're responsible for what comes out the end of whatever weapon you're using. In this case, it was a bow, but at the point in time your booger picker brushes across that bang switch, it's on you. And so you're responsible for the aftermath as well, which for me seems like miles and miles and miles of punishment. But this is the last day I've got to look for him. it's been a solid 5 days. So we've spent 3 full days looking. 2 of which, one I had like 6 guys with me. The second one I had 1 guy and a dog, and then the third one I had a guy and a dog, and then today I've had me and my Ascend. By the way, these sit on top kayaks. I'm gonna do a review over them since we're a review page and all, but they are outstanding. I couldn't have done what I was doing today without it. And if I would have found him, it would have made a perfect sled too. So anyways, we're gonna sit here and keep watching these things and see what they do. Well guys, this is the end of looking for that deer until the spring, whenever I go to shed hunting. So I was gonna show you, this is the arrow. It's been at the spot that it fell out. It's rained the last 3 days. Still got some blood on it. So yeah guys, we hate to lose them. I tell you, anybody that puts in less effort than what I did for this deer shouldn't be squeezing the trigger on anything. It just is what it is, man. We took a bad shot. I've said it multiple times throughout this video. I took a shot I shouldn't have. I wish I wouldn't have, but you can't take it back. So once that bullet or that arrow leaves, it is what it is. Like I said, it rained all night long and this arrow's still covered in blood, hair, and everything else. So yeah, I took a bad shot. Do I think that it was a non-fatal shot? No, I think it was a fatal shot. I just didn't get a pass through because I made a bad decision on my shot placement. So anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the real side of bow hunting, guys, that nobody ever wants to talk about. And I started this page wanting to help, wanting to teach, and that's exactly what this video is doing. It's, you know, in my head that day I took the shot because over here where I'm at, everybody around me is rifle hunting. It's literally probably the best deer I have on camera, if it was the same deer I have on camera. You know what, I panicked. I busted this doe out. I panicked. I shot, and I shouldn't have. You know, the shot, I'm sure I said it before in this video, was straight down. I tried to hold back off of his shoulders, ended up hitting him about mid-body. It looks further in the video because of the angle of the camera versus the angle of where I was at, but it wasn't. I hit him about 6 inches back behind the shoulders. I caught the top of one lung, liver, and then buried about, you know, arrow's 28.5 inches long, had about 6 inches sticking out. So buried about 22 inches of arrow through the liver into the guts. And the worst thing about this is that I know that deer's not going to survive. That shot's toxic if nothing else, and that deer is definitely going to perish, and I'm not gonna be the one to find him. And I hate that because these deer deserve better. You know, animals in general deserve better. So we live and we learn, and I promise you, you're not gonna see another shot like that on my page. So good hunting, guys. I took 2 days off work this week to look for him. We've spent 4 full days, I think now, trying to find him. Almost drowned in the slough today, so I decided to pull out of that. It's not worth that. So anyhow, that is the end of this story. We're going home, gonna get cleaned up, start washing our clothes and stuff, because today is, I don't know, the Thursday before Thanksgiving, a week from Thanksgiving, and I'm off through December 6th, took leave through December 6th. So we've got some hunting to do. We can't dwell on things we can't change. Made a bad decision whenever I did it. And yeah, so it's time to go on ahead and pull the climber down, get it cleaned up, get everything ready, and make a better decision next time. Good hunting, guys, and we'll see you from a tree.